Welcome to Scrapbook My Life, where I tell you an embarrassing story to save you from making the same embarrassing mistakes I did. Being the firstborn is kind of a curse. My siblings got away with everything, but when I'd bend the rules, my mom would say, "You have to set a good example because you're the oldest." So you can imagine my frustration when I heard that my sister, Nora, got a new bedtime. 8 o'clock. Nora was 3 years younger than me, and I didn't start going to bed at 8 until last year. It was totally unfair. I barged into my parents' room. "Bedtimes are for babies. I should get to choose what time I go to sleep." My dad said, "Fine, just promise you'll go to bed when you're tired." Having no bedtime rocked. That night, I stayed up until 9:30. I saw reruns of old TV shows and texted with my friend. The next day, I felt pretty cool. I had that no bedtime confidence that so many high school girls seem to have. That night, I worked on my art project and watched even more TV until I crashed at 11. In the morning, I slept through my alarm. I only had 5 minutes to get ready. I didn't even have time for breakfast. At school, not only was I starving, I looked crazy. In the bathroom mirror, I saw I had total bedhead, and my shirt was on backward. That night, I tried to go to sleep earlier, but I just couldn't. My body was too used to this new late schedule. Was I becoming nocturnal? The later it got, the harder it was to relax. I kept looking at the clock and thinking about how I had to get up soon. The next morning, I woke up late again. This time, I missed the bus. I had to beg my parents for a ride. I got to school just as my first period art class was starting, but as soon as I sat down, I began to get sleepy. I jolted awake. I can't fall asleep at school, I thought. I slapped my face a little, but it was no use. I just couldn't keep my eyes open. Maybe I could just take a 10-minute nap, I thought. I came up with a plan. I'd lay down in the craft closet until the bell rang. If anybody asked, I'd say I was looking for a marker. I shut the closet door and got comfortable. I found a bag of pom-pom balls and made a pillow. Before long, I was in Sleepy Town. I was in the middle of an awesome dream when all of a sudden I heard bang, bang. I jumped up. Now I was really awake. I heard a familiar voice screaming, "Sarah!" Was that my mom? I heard another voice say, "It's locked." I quickly opened the door. Standing there was my mom, my dad, the principal, and a police officer. Uh-oh. My parents looked so relieved. "Are you okay? The school thought you went missing," said my mom. "I was taking a 10-minute nap," I explained. "We've been searching for 3 hours," said the police officer. "Oops," I said. As if that wasn't bad enough, the policeman wouldn't let me walk myself back to class. He had to escort me to make sure I didn't go in any more closets. When I walked into class, everyone got quiet. "Where were you?" my math teacher asked. Looking for a marker?" I shrugged. Everyone burst out laughing, including my teacher. "Looks like you found a pom-pom instead." I touched the back of my head and found a cluster of pom-pom balls stuck to my hair. Now, I always go to bed when I'm tired, because sleep is important. If you don't get enough of it, you might wind up in class with a pom-pom head and a police escort.